everyone. I'm Marvin Jackson, and welcome to Sideline Report. And Happy New Year, everyone. We have a great panel on here today, starting off with our special guest, David Aldridge. He is here, and we haven't had him all year, so this is going to be great having David with us. And of course, Donna, Hopkins, and Lou Holder join me as well. Let's start off by talking about the Washington Commanders Dallas Cowboys game and big Christmas Day game. David Aldridge, the team lost, but was there anything positive you saw in that game?
Yeah, I mean, you can start with Newton having, 2.5, 3 sacks. That's more than he's had at any point in his first 2 years. That was encouraging. And Bill running the ball between the tackles and taking one to the house, very encouraging. But the defense, again, just look, since then Quinn's taken over, they're not giving up the explosive plays anymore, but they're still giving up lots of points, and they're still not able to create many turnovers. So it's been that's just been the problem all year, and that's something that they're going to have to fix, Marvin, in the offseason.
Yeah, I think that when you look at the offensive line, they had 3 starters out, and the way they blocked, like David said, to open up the holes. Coach Quinn talked about Connolly in his presser on Monday as far as being a part of that blocking, to open up the holes. I think it was encouraging to see with 3 starters out and those guys blocked the way they did. The fact that they ran the ball, which surprised me, I was glad to see that. But on the defensive end, like David said, tackling has been poor all season long, and it continues to be that way. And this team put together 4 quarters of football to get out of the way of themselves, and they've never found out what their true identity was all season long to me, even in that game against Dallas where they were in it until they weren't in it.
Yeah, I got to stay with that defensive theme. I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys had 92 offensive snaps in a 4-quarter game that didn't go into overtime. I mean, the team couldn't get off the field. I mean, I think the Cowboys were 6 for 6 on fourth down conversions. I mean, you just can't get off the field. And David said, I mean, again, you can have offense all day long, but defense still needs to be accounted for in this league. And it just hasn't been there. It's been bad. It's been really, really bad. So that's just something that sticks out. I mean, yeah, you had the flashes from Bill, and you even had Johnny showing up. But at the end of the day, the collective defensive unit, Quan Martin getting lost in cover. I mean, there's just something every single game defensively that just shoots them right in the foot.
I agree with you. Offensively, Lou, you've been saying all season that the offensive line has really come through, especially the depth there. When somebody goes out, people come in and do their job. I think that's one of the strongest points of this team. And, we saw it again with Tyler going out, and, Allegretti came right in, jumped in, and did a great job from what I saw. But what is it that, Dallas, they come in here and they beat us again. And for some reason, I never felt that we were going to win that game. As the game was going on, it seemed like to me we had no chance of winning, And, what do we have to do other than the defense? Is there something else that I'm missing, David?
Well, I mean, they've got they have problems on the offensive side too. They need at least one more receiver. They have got to find a tight end that can get down the field and get into the seams that you see every tight end in the league doing every week, going downfield and being available as a target on vertical routes. They don't seem. I mean, I think Ben Sinnott can do it, but they never throw him the ball, so I don't know if he can do it until they throw him the ball. But again, Marvin, I just think the defensive problems are so acute. They have got to figure that out. They have got to address their defensive line, which individually, as I've said this all year, if you look at their numbers individually, they're not bad, but collectively, they have no impact on the game. As a unit, they have no impact on the game. They don't get into the backfield. They don't pressure the quarterback. They don't force turnovers. Nothing happens. And so they have got to address that. I think the secondary is not as bad as it looks. Amos was playing decently for a rookie before he got hurt. I think you've seen more from Samer still the second half. He's played better. They may have to make a change at safety. So that is realistic and possible. Although I think Will Harris is going to be pretty good going forward. But I just think, Marvin, the problems on the defensive side are real. And the linebacker situation is also real. They've got to figure that out as well.
Donna, did it happen because of they didn't hit on some of the draft picks or people that they picked up?
Well, I mean, they lost some key guys, Armstrong and Wise, early in the season, and I think when they had those guys, they were much better. And when they lose those guys, but I think, like David said, they didn't address a pass rusher, a true pass rusher, that guy that can really get to the quarterback to add to the Wise and the Armstrong. So I don't think that they could have addressed everything they possibly needed, because even last year the defense was the weaker link of this team, because you had so much offensive power. But the defense really needs to be addressed this year in the draft, free agency, whatever way you want to spin it. But they addressed it somewhat, but they still have to get some bodies in there to be able to get to the quarterback. To me, it starts up front. You can only be as good in the back end as you are up front. And to me, like David said, you couldn't get to the quarterback. You couldn't put the pressure that you needed. Even though they had 6 sacks in that Dallas game, it still was not enough pressure to disrupt offense across the games that they played this season. So to me, it has to start on that defensive side of the ball.
Coming into the season, I said, besides Jaden Daniels, one of the most impactful persons on the field for me coming in was going to be Marshawn Lattimore, because, if he could shut down half the field, I'm not asking him to be Champ Bailey, but that never happened, and it was systemic. But again, if you have such a drop-off from your first team to your second team, I mean, that's all coaching and that's all people that you brought in. So, again, you need to, when somebody goes down, you need to have somebody, and David said something that's very, very impactful, individually, you have people on the field like a Von Miller that has the cachet and this, but collectively, David said there's no impact. Like the games where there was impact, it was minimal. And at some point, your defense has to be able to have a factor in the game. I love the Super Bowl last year because you could not discount the fact, you had all that offensive power, but you could not discount the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles got to Patrick Mahomes with four people. They got to the quarterback multiple times. And that's what you need. We never got that here in Washington this year, that there was somebody from Kinlaw to whoever that was consistently in the backfield disrupting and causing havoc for the other team's quarterback.
I was looking at a podcast, and the guys were talking about the fact that Washington is the oldest team as far as average age. And some of those older guys have actually done well, but we don't really know. They could have done well because other people weren't doing their job. But I have a comment from Frankie Louvu, and Frankie talked about Wagner. And in this podcast, they were saying that Washington probably needs to move on from Wagner and Von Miller because they need more youth and they need more speed. And let's hear what Frankie Louvu had to say, though, about Wagner.
He kind of sets apart from the person he is on the field and off the field, as you can see by his NBA, that he's going to get in this May, I think. And it just speaks highly of him, you know what I mean? I can speak for all the young guys, too, in our room. And, he's nothing but a leader. He's doing that at a high level and still is doing that at a high level. I don't see himself, stepping away from him, just by the way he's going. And for the most part, I know the mindset he has and the competitive nature he's in and the person he is, he's still going to go until he's going to stop. But right now, he's playing at a high level, and Bobby's going to, just go as much as he can, man. And I'm right next to him, and all of us are.
Good words about Wagner. And but we haven't heard much about Von Miller as far as his contribution this season. He's in there maybe one or two plays and he's out. What do you guys think about the suggestion of maybe going younger and faster at those positions? The edge rusher, the linebackers. Frankie is fine as far as his speed and all that, and youth and energy. But do you move on from a guy like Wagner?
I think what you do, Marvin, is you have to kind of streamline his role a little bit. I just don't think he's an every down player anymore. It doesn't mean he can't still make plays in the running game. He dissects runs brilliantly still and still gets through, and he still can put pressure on the quarterback. I just don't think he can do it every down. And when you get him isolated, he's been isolated on tight ends and running backs, and he's just not his strength anymore, covering people out of the backfield and taking a tight end up the seam. He can't do it. So why put him in those positions? I think Jordan McGee has started to play very well. You see the speed, you see the explosiveness when he comes down the line and dissects plays. It's just the recognition. That's what he has to learn. You may have to live with some plays next year where he doesn't see it as fast as Bobby does. But play in and play out. And I think they do need to draft another linebacker in this draft coming up. They have got to start getting faster at the linebacker position in particular, because I think that's where you see the difference in teams that are good defenses and great defenses is their linebackers' ability to get sideline to sideline and really wreak havoc as pass rushers on blitzes and other stunts and other things that they do.
Yeah, you can't teach what Bobby adds to this team. And like David said, you have to get younger. Well, they break down with the tight end coverage all the time, all year. You saw that. But sooner or later, like he said, Jordan McGee has started to play. And the only way he's going to get his feet really wet is to get in there. You may see some mistakes, but you're willing to live with that. Because any linebacker, any player overall, they've got to get in there sooner or later to see what you've got. So I think the Commanders have a lot of decisions to make about the older players, because I think they can still be impactful players on this team. But in the same breath, you have to look to say, where do we need to get better across the board? You talked about Von Miller. He had, came on at the end getting some more sacks, but spotty because he didn't play that much. You got to get players where you're going to have on the field the majority of the time. And this team, as you said, Marvin, is an older team, but we haven't addressed just the players that you have to look at. But I still think that across the board, because they were not successful all year long, is you have to look at coaches also in coaching these guys up, getting them ready. Do you have the right personnel in across the board? So this is a area this year that you have to really dig in deep, fine tune to find out where do you need to get better.
Listen, I'm the one who asked Frankie that question. I also asked Johnny Newton that question. I mean, we all as broadcasters and journalists, we understand moments. And, it's been a gift to have Bobby Wagner and a Zach Ertz to talk to in the locker room, to dissect their brain about how they see the game of football. But nothing's promised. Only Bobby Wagner and that coaching staff knows if he's going to be even here, even in that reduced role. So, talk to the PR staff. Got my number. He's 8 tackles away from 2,000. Only Ray Lewis and London Fletcher are in that category. So I'm embracing the moments of Bobby here and what he's doing. But not only on the field, he is being there for a Frankie Louvu and a Jordan McGee. He's teaching, he's preparing them. He's been such a gift to this franchise, as far as impact and what he's been able to do, that if Bobby does step away, I'm good with what he did for the 2 years that he was here. And, I'm embracing it all. That's why I was asking the questions. I mean, Frankie is optimistic, that he's not done, but who knows if Bobby wants to be. There's a reason why he's getting that NBA and the Seattle Storm ownership and thing. He has other things to do besides football. But I just feel that, yes, like Donna and David, let's be honest, you got to move on. At some point, it's going to be a liability. You got to get younger at those positions that are critical for your defense to take a quantum leap to be average. a quantum leap to be average because they are below average right now. So wherever it goes with Bobby Wagner, I'm just embracing the moment if I could.
I think with the younger, faster linebackers, also you get better pass coverage, especially in zone defenses, and I think that has hurt Washington this season as well. Let's move on and talk about the Ravens and the Steelers coming up. The Ravens look like they have some life now. I mean, a few weeks ago, I did not think that they had life, but it seems like they have life. They are running the ball with the guy that Donna and Lou have been talking about all season. You know, why not run the ball with one of the best running backs ever? And he doesn't look like he's slowing down. He's still running by people. David Aldridge, what do you think about that game coming up? And is it going to be the last game of Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, I will never say never with that guy.
Okay.
He always seems to wind up on somebody's roster every year. Yeah, I mean, look, Baltimore finally. Coaches in this league, they're very smart, but sometimes I think they're too smart, and it's not rocket science. You got a Hall of Fame guy in the backfield, give him the football, and keep giving him the football until somebody stops him. And I think the team in Washington could stand to run the ball a lot bit more next year, because it'll help your quarterback stay healthy. So we'll see. But yes, they finally ran the ball. And if they run the ball like that, they're going to win in Pittsburgh. I mean, they're going to beat Pittsburgh. I don't know that they're going to run the ball as well, because Pittsburgh's defense is a little stouter right now than Green Bay's is. But the idea is to shorten the game by keeping your offense on the field as much as possible. We have to see Lamar Jackson's status. They tailored a game plan because they had a backup quarterback who they didn't want to expose with a lot of 7-step drops, and that's smart. So if they can do that again, they will win again, I think, because Derrick Henry's a load, and he's especially a load in December and January when it's cold. It's hard to tackle that man when it's cold and you can't feel your arms.
And all you got is him running through bulldozing over you. I could never understand last year or this year why they did not run Derrick Henry more than what they did. And they seem like, just like the Commanders sometimes, get away from what has helped you to move forward. I mean, the receivers haven't been the receivers that you thought they were going to be all season long. And with Lamar Jackson, like you said, David, maybe not in there, you have to be able to put the ball in Derrick Henry's hand and have him. And with the Pittsburgh on that side, can't believe that they lose a game that they definitely needed. And now it comes down to beating Baltimore. So you got the terrible towels, all that cold weather, but it doesn't matter because both of them are used to this type of atmosphere. It's who's going to be smarter as far as the run game, who can outsmart each other coaching wise. I'm telling you, the playoffs is so much fun to watch as they're getting ready to start, because it's some interesting teams in there, and it doesn't get any better to see a Baltimore Raven and Pittsburgh team go after it. But I just want to see if Baltimore is going to be smart in running Derrick Henry, or are they going to get away from it like they normally do? One week it's like, woo, we're going to run him. Next week it's like, well, maybe we'll throw again.
Hey, Marvin, you asked the question, could this be the last game for Aaron Rodgers? I'm just going to throw it out there at the beginning of the season. I said, could this be the last game for John Harbaugh? Like, I mean, his voice has gotten stale out there. I've told you that over and over and over again. What has happened with the Derrick Henry over the last 2 years has been pure negligence on that coaching staff to not understand that not only do you have a competent running back, like David said, a Hall of Fame running back that has been nowhere to be found in crucial situations over the last couple of years. That's coaching. And John Harbaugh's explanation after the Patriots game on why he wasn't getting the ball, it was just unbelievable. So John Harbaugh, this could be the last for him too. Win or lose, this could be the last go round for John Harbaugh in Baltimore.
Yeah, he heard a lot of that, what we've been saying. He heard it from a lot of people, fans, and I'm sure from the front office there in Baltimore as well. run Derrick Henry. And that's what happened. And it was a lot easier for him to do that without Lamar Jackson in there, because then you don't have to really feature Lamar Jackson. And I think that's what happened as well. Speaking of the playoffs, that's going to be like a playoff game this weekend with the Steelers and the Ravens. There's so many others. But what do you guys think about the playoffs? We got a couple minutes left. What do you guys think about this playoff picture that we have in front of us? Starting with David.
I mean, it's wide open, I think, really wide open this year. I mean, I would say in the AFC, like, to me, I think New England's playing the best football right now. But Houston's defense is phenomenal and can shut down anybody on any Sunday, right? So I think one of those two teams, it will not surprise me if one of those two teams is in the Super Bowl. I still think, even though the Rams did not play well on Monday night in Atlanta, I still think they're the best team in the conference. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I think they are the best team in the conference. So I think it'll be the Rams.
Hey, David, I agree with you so much on that AFC, because the New England Patriots, the way they've been playing ball, my gosh, but Houston defense in the playoffs is what win games too. And CJ Stroud has won every game since he's been back. So to me, you want to be hot going into the playoffs, and they hot right now. On the NFC side, look, I can't dismiss Chicago and what they've been doing, because they played pretty great. And the 49ers, I'm picking sleepers. I'm picking those two teams because, to me, I mean, the points that the 49ers are putting up right now, they like to run the ball. I really like Chicago. They are the Commanders this year, but I like the way they're playing, because their defense, we talk about Houston's defense, their defense is pretty tight too.
Hey, Lou, if San Francisco wins this weekend, all their games in the playoffs will be at home, including the Super Bowl.
And honestly, I think this is probably one of the better jobs that Kyle Shanahan has done with all the moving and shaking around. I mean, obviously health is a situation there, with Trent Williams needing to be healthy, but if McCaffrey and all those parts, and they're even talking about Warner even trying to come back at some point in the playoffs. I mean, Kyle Shanahan is doing a phenomenal job. That Patriots and what Vrabel's been able to do with Drake May, that whole Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels class, and how they're going to be compared to one another. Drake May is perfect for what he is trying to do. And those Patriots, man, they're a pretty good look. They're a pretty good look for me.
I think also Drake May is making a run for that MVP. In my opinion, he's moved ahead of Stafford, because look where his team is as opposed to Stafford's team. They're going to be probably third in their division. And I always look at that when I talk about an MVP, what difference they made as far as their team getting to the top. So that's just me.
But that division that the Patriots in isn't as hard as the one that come on, Marvin.
But did you look at the games that they played common to I think it was the Rams? Common to the Rams. They had a much better record against the same teams that the Rams played. The Rams lost to Carolina. They lost to Atlanta. It's amazing. Even though they had a weaker schedule, they actually outplayed the Rams in all those games. So that's the thing that I'm looking at.
We're going to see some new bloods bleeding this year.
All right. Anybody have any New Year's resolutions? Mine is to get in shape. That's why I have my jogging suit on today, to let you guys know I'm going to be doing some work, man. You never know whether I can get back out there and kick. If old man Rivers can quarterback, I can get out there and kick, man. Like
there you go.
Right. Well, thanks so much, guys, for being on today. Happy New Year's. Have a great time over the weekend, and we'll see you next week. Next week, we're going to be talking about the upcoming draft situation and what Washington can do to who's going to stay, who's going to be moving on, and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to have some good fun talking about that. But thanks so much, our special guest, David Aldridge. As always, great as ever.
Hall of Famer.
Yes, that's right. He sure is. Hall of Famer, for sure. And so thanks for watching, everyone. And have a happy new year. And we'll see you in the new year next week. Take care, everybody.
Hi, we're Dawn, Allie, and Mary Lewis, Rockville, Ontario, Canada. Huge Commanders fans. In the offseason, we need to build up that defense. JD5 is going to come back healthier and stronger than ever next year. The front five are going to come back stronger. Sam Cosme, we love you.
Let's go, Commanders! Come on now! Let's go, let's go!
Hi, my name is Rena Mohammed. I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland. I'm here with my sister and our 2 lifelong fans here. We've had tickets since the 1960s when my parents got tickets at RFK. We love the Commanders. We're looking forward to next season, beefing up our defense, beefing up our offensive line, protecting Jaden Daniels, and taking it all the way. Go Commanders! Merry Christmas! Happy holidays, everyone. Enjoy your family time, and let's go Commanders!
My name is Isaiah Brooks, and I'm here from North Carolina, and I'm here with my family, my mom and dad and brother. And I've been a fan for about 10 years, and I think we could improve on wrapping up coverage, definitely in man coverage, and, you know, just getting a couple more plays for Jaden Daniels so he can show his talents.
I say we bring Debo back, and definitely Caleb Downs. We need help in the secondary. Let's go Commanders.
And vote Jeremiah Smith to be our pick.
We believe in AP. We believe in DQ. Commanders going all the way next year in 2026.
Let's go,